Hello beautiful people, my name is Kristin. Thank you for stopping by my channel today. I have my weekly vlog coffee chats, just an informal time. I sit down and, pretend like I'm chatting to you. I know when I get to 1,000 subscribers and get all that kind of platform going, I'm allowed to do live chats, and my goal is to someday do a live coffee chat where I can actually see your comments and talk back to you. So that will be sometime, hopefully by the end of the year. And so normally I've just walked the dog or ran the dog, but today's a little different because I started back with my Chick-fil-A devotion with my teenagers at 7 a.m. and there was a birthday, so I left the house a little before 6 a.m. and got the balloon tied to her front door to tell her to go find it, and came back and I just walked the dog. I had time to walk the dog on just the cul-de-sacs, just go out, and it was cold, y'all. It's chilly. It's getting to be fall. When I'm not running, it's cold. And then since I was up, I decided I'd go ahead and do my hair and makeup so that I could do some filming, which I need to do, and I've got a project. If you saw on my last week's vlog, we are painting the master bedroom. So everything is out in the house and everything's starting to go back in, and I'll show you an update because it's kind of a work in progress, right? We put the furniture back, and yesterday we hung the curtain rod and hung a new shelf up. So I'll show you that in a second and show you that progress, but actually I'll show you now, and then we'll just go with that for today's vlog. But stay tuned for more goodness each day. So here's the bedroom. If you saw last week, the furniture was all piled in the middle with tarps, and this pretty beige color kind of shows up well there. And the pure white ceiling, the ceiling looks so dingy, y'all. So we hung the curtain rod, and it's funny because, let me confess how silly I am. I measured my window and I bought curtains that fit exactly to the window. But you're not supposed to do that, y'all. You're supposed to get curtains bigger than your window. But fortunately, my son needs some. So those will be his. And then look, my husband's rearranging everything and moving everything. So this will be my filming area. So we'll have that light coming in. And this will be my beautiful filming area. And he hung these shelves yesterday. Aren't those cool? So I'm super excited. New filming area coming soon. Ignore all the mess and the chaos in process, but you get to see real life. So one more quick thing I wanted to say before I end today's thoughts. If you noticed, the chest of drawers, the big chest of drawers that used to be where my new filming area is now the nightstand for my awesome husband. And we put the extra nightstand in the guest room. So he was just so gracious about saying that he would use that as his nightstand and that it didn't bother him at all, and he was just fine. And it's just very sweet, and I just am really appreciative. And I just think about if I was still married to my former husband, that this would be a very stressful quarantine time and too much family time, and just how fortunate I am. And I'm just, if that's you, I just wanted to make a note that I am thoughtful and prayerful for all those who have had a little too much family time and maybe just on each other's nerves, and maybe that has triggered some things that are not healthy or helpful. And it's okay to admit that and to get help, even professional counseling, to try to draw out some of that stuff. And I like to be lighthearted in my coffee chats, but that's just been weighing on me, and I'm just very mindful that that is a very real situation for a lot of people, and just want to let you know that you are not alone, that it is very common, and that I am lifting that up in prayer and hoping that you are drawn to the correct resources. And if you don't know what those resources are, even if you're not religious, call a local church. They are well connected and know the right people. Or your doctor. Your doctor would also be connected to some good suggestions of people to talk to, or to get some couples counseling or individual counseling. And I think this time alone and forcing us to slow down is really maybe brought out a lot of things that we get to deal with. So that's my thought. Happy Thursday, and it's kind of my weekend day. I'm gonna predominantly be working on cleaning my bedroom. It's like piles and piles. I have to like move the piles to find my bed to sleep, because yeah, we moved everything out, painted, freshened, cleaned, reorganized, went through all my books yesterday and got those in order, and today I got to do clothes and makeup, and you know, it's good to go through all that stuff, but it's a little daunting. But anyway, that will be a lot of my day. And then the other thing I'm going to get to work on is this weekend I'm going to have a virtual retreat. So a retreat that, you know, for the past 17 years has happened in person is now going to be online. And at first I was just kind of overwhelmed and didn't even want to start, but I started yesterday, and I actually think it's kind of fun in a way. You know, there might be like there's a trust walk, and so I can't do a trust walk, and I was really bummed about that, but I can show a video of a trust walk, and you know, I can have people even go, you know, find a scarf or handkerchief or something, and you know, blindfold themselves and talk about the experience of being blindfolded, or you know, just be creative with it. So we'll see, right? When in doubt, just be silly and goofy, and then you can laugh. So if you have any experiences with doing virtual retreats, let me know. Hit me up, momentsofsanctuary@gmail.com. Love to hear it. Zoom games, I just purchased a bunch of Jackbox games, and those are going really well. So yeah, this moving to online it's tough, and I'm thankful that I don't have like a serious subject, you know, like I'm trying to teach math or even English, although English might be able to be creative. You know, with the screen share and everything, you could actually show some history clips or movie clips. I don't know what the copyright laws and all that stuff are for that stuff, but I don't know. We just have to start dreaming differently, and I guess sometimes things need to be changed, kind of like my bedroom, right? It was like a hot mess, and it was full of clutter, and I liked it. I really was comfortable. I perfectly liked it, but it really needed the paint job. It hadn't been painted in like almost 30 years, y'all. So, you know, it's good to go through it and change it, and we're rearranging it. And, you know, I mentioned my husband was willing to use the chest of drawers as his nightstand, so that freed up some space and got creative. And, you know, change is hard, but it can end up being kind of refreshing too. That's my thought of the day. So enjoy your day, whatever it brings. Stay tuned for tomorrow. It's Friday. We just had a nice 2-mile walk, very leisurely, sniffing, saying hi to all the kids at the different bus stops. It was nice. So I have exciting news, because I realized by the time this vlog posts, then my sister will post on her social media or tell her people, and that's my sisters and brother-in-law are expecting. So she is 45, I'm 50, and it's a really actually cool story. My brother-in-law, Alistair, had lymphoma the same time that I did, and then he had a reoccurrence several years later. And between all of that, I mean, the treatment was very harsh, and they thought you need to, you know, freeze your sperm if you want to have more kids, because, you know, you're going to be sterile. So they had been, I think they did that, but then they were in process of foster to adopt, and discovered that they were pregnant. So their oldest is like they have 17 and 14, and then a couple years ago they were in process for the adoption and discovered that she was pregnant. So you hear a lot of stories like that, right? So it was a little girl named Joy. So they had 3 kids, and they had always wanted 4 kids. So once they found out that, hey, we can get pregnant again, you know, they started thinking and dreaming, maybe you know, we will be given that fourth child. In the meantime, Alistair started a new business, a food truck ministry, and that was exciting and very time consuming and expensive, and so they decided to put the child plans or whatever on the back burner or hold, or go back to maybe the adoption idea later. And with COVID, and even before that with the regulations that California was putting on them, they could no longer support the food truck. So with kind of the dying of that dream, they are surprised by another pregnancy. It was not planned, they were not trying, they hadn't gone back to that, but that's, you know, what the Lord provided for them. So after the initial shock, my sister said she's very happy, and they already know it's a boy, because, you know, she's 45, so they did some testing to see if, make sure everything was good, and it is, and it's a boy. And the other cool story is her oldest daughter, who's 17 now, Zoe. She had a dream long time ago, probably 3-4 years ago now, and she came out and said, I had this extremely vivid dream that mom was pregnant and she had a little boy and his name was Luke. And so when Joy was, you know, being expected, they were convinced that it was a little boy, and they were preparing for a little boy, and they were going to call him Luke. And of course then it was a girl. So, which that was a cool story too, because Peter, their son, on the drive home from the ultrasound, came up that her name was Joy. And what had been funny is, for my sister's birthday, my mom and I had both sent her a card, and they weren't the same card, but each card had 5 birds on top of it, and they were like hope, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, all the fruits of the Spirit, which, you know, we both independently thought of for my sister. So we had bought these bird cards, 2 separate cards, both with the fruit of the Spirit, both with birds. And on both of them, the top bird, the 5th bird, was Joy. And so before I knew her name was Joy, but knew that my sister was pregnant, I told her that, you know, it was too bad it wasn't a girl, because her name could be Joy. And then it was. So they just have all these cool kind of family stories, and now they'll be a family of 6, and they will have in spring little baby Luke. So we're super excited, and gonna be an aunt again, and I still have never made it out to their house in California. We're definitely in prayers. They are not in the danger zone of the fires, but they are, of course, in the area where the smoke and the air quality is poor, and they most of the time are not allowed outside. So, and they do have neighbors, and of course people that they know that aren't that far away that are in danger. So they could even be a, you know, a safe zone for some of their friends to evacuate to. So, which I think happened the last time that the fires came through. They were very close to them, and I think they actually did house some friends temporarily. So it's a scary situation over there, but in the midst of it, there is more joy and good news. So just wanted to share that. I will see y'all tomorrow. Oh, y'all, it's Saturday, and the dog and I just went a 5K route. That's 3.1 miles. Well, I mean, that's the part we ran. Then there's a little bit more. We walked home probably 4 blocks. So I'm super excited. There was 3 really good inclines, and that's the part that kind of, well, I mean, hills are always challenging when you're running, but when my foot is, you know, flexed like that, like going up is when it's most painful, because jumping back in plank and those kind of exercises are the things that bring the sharp pain to my ankle. So I have to be real mindful, extra mindful. But I'm so happy, and I was thinking about it. Here's my point I want to kind of share. This Monday will be at least 3 weeks since I've even gotten on a scale. Maybe 4 weeks, I've lost count. And it doesn't matter. Like I was realizing, I'm measuring my progress by distance and how I'm feeling and how less my ankle is feeling. You know, it comes and goes. I still have my bad days, but overall there's more good days than bad days. And so those are the measurements of progress, not a number on the scale. And, you know, honestly, I think my legs are a little more, you know, toned or fitted in the pants, but I don't even notice that so much. It's not about that. It's about how we feel. And so I just want to encourage you, whatever you're doing, just to monitor your gut, monitor your heart, monitor, you know, how it's taking care of yourself, and be kind. And that's what's important. If we're whatever size or whatever weight, if we feel good and we can do it, we're fit. We're in good shape. So I have a retreat this morning with my youth. We will be online, but last night I had a little, we call them the mountain movers, with 4th and 5th graders. And it was fun. It was really fun. This virtual stuff actually can be good. So I'm looking forward to spending some time with my confirmands. That would be 7th and 8th graders today. So just an hour and 15 minutes on Zoom, playing some games, doing some lessons, watching a little video. And it's great to see them. So y'all have an awesome day. Stay tuned for tomorrow. So it is Monday, and the 21st of September. We just ran and walked. There was, the sun was coming up, and so it was really bright. And we turned on what I thought was our normal road to turn to do like a short loop, a little bit under 2 miles. And we turned, and all of a sudden I realized we're not on the right road, where we had gone a road past and went on the much longer, windier, steeper, not quite 3 miles, but so I was running and had the sun in my eyes. So about 3/4 of the way up, there's a stretch that's an incline for pretty much half a mile. I mean, long. And I didn't make it up it, y'all. I'm just confessing. I got about 3/4. I could see the top. Like, you can't even see the top at the bottom, but I could see the top. And it's just like, So yeah. And then it was about time for the elementary bus to come. And all the people were coming out to the bus stops with their dogs. So it was just dog after dog after dog after dog. So that was what we were dealing with. So that's not a good time, or a good way to go with that time, I should say. So we're gonna find a different route or a different time to do that route. It's not a bad route, but that you don't wanna do it when the buses are coming. At least I don't. So I skipped yesterday. It was Sunday, and I had the retreat. I was getting ready for the retreat when I talked to y'all on Saturday, I think, and it went so good. It's just so neat in some ways to have the technology, because I had 3 students that had games right around the time of the video retreat. And so they were coming on from their car and staying until they had to go, or they were coming off their field or whatever and then got right on their phone and checked in. It was 4 youth, excuse me, because there were 3 that left to go to a game and 1 that came back. So out of 12 youth, I had 11 that made an appearance at some point, and 4 of those came in and out. And so I was just thinking, because I also taught my 7th and 8th graders on Sunday morning, and I was just thinking, you know, that would be really cool. Like, if we put permanent, like, tripods, like phone tripods in the classrooms, and we enabled a Zoom on your phone app and just let it run, just left the volume and the, you know, mic up or whatever. They could, if they were at a game or, you know, couldn't be there, it used to be they just missed the whole morning, right? But if they have some of those times, they could just log on to Zoom on their phone and catch in. They could even say, hey, I'm here, and we would like hear them. So I'm thinking this is totally what I'm gonna do once we go back to in person. I'm gonna put up my phone and tripod and broadcast it. And you can't even record those sessions, right? So if we wanted to record it and share it to them later as a makeup, there would be that option. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool coming up with some of this stuff. And And the other thing I think I forgot to tell you, so forgive me if I already did, but I got on the scale. So I wanted to see, and I do want to preface for maybe some of y'all who weren't following along. I had a thyroid issue that really started in March of 19. And so all of 2019, I was gaining weight, and I was still eating what I always had eaten, and I was still running, but not as far, not as much as I was. And so I thought, well, I'm just gaining weight because I'm turning 50 this year, and I'm not running as long, and but it was just like a first time ever that I was, you know, I put on like 20 pounds in 1 year, and I had weighed the same weight more or less within 5 pounds up or down for probably a decade. So that was just really unusual, and I just was feeling so tired. And it even got to the point where I would like empty the dishwasher and be like, I need to sit down for 5 minutes. And so I started going to doctors and physical trainers and all this kind of stuff, trying to figure it out. And I figured out in December that it was definitely my thyroid, and I got on medication. So from March to December, I gained about 20 pounds. Then I started trying to run and do yoga again. And in January, I significantly hurt my ankle and couldn't even walk for about a week. And then certainly haven't been able to run or really jump or do any of my exercises that I like to do. And then the quarantine, of course, in March. And so basically I put on another 5 pounds, almost 7 pounds on. So, I mean, I was at like pregnancy weight, which still isn't horrible for me because I'm a thin, small woman, right? But that's a lot of extra weight to be carrying around. So it wasn't about the weight, but I was just feeling so tired and just so, it's a challenge to carry that around and to feel like it's toxic. That's what I always feel like. I feel like there's toxins. So I jumped on about almost 2 months ago now and have started eating better and doing my physical therapy and running. And I had overall lost 1 pound. And now when I weighed, I am down 5 pounds. So then I decided I better look up for what my ideal weight actually is for my age and gender and all that kind of good stuff. And really, ideally, of the 20 pounds that I still have that I've put on, I should lose at least 13 of those to be fully healthy for my age and size and frame and weight. And I, you know, measured my wrists and all that kind of good stuff that you're supposed to do to get to that. So I'd like to treat my body well. And so I think that's my goal by the new year. I think about 1 pound a week is reasonable for me because I'm not going to do anything extreme to lose weight. I just want to get fit. So if I don't, I'm more inclined to be fit, but anyway. And the last thing I want to share before I kind of wrap up this week is back in July, I looked it up, on July 7th, I signed up for Pinch Me. It's a online service where you can give feedback and do surveys for free products. And I thought, oh, I'll try this and review it on my channel and whatnot. Don't do it. Don't recommend it. I spent about 20 minutes filling it all out. Today is September 21st. I got my first box. So it took, 2.5 months, 3 months, whatever that is. And they spam me all the time. Like, I am forever getting all this stuff. So totally don't give them your information. Don't waste your time. I don't even know what's in this box, but we're gonna see together what everything, let's see, I've got this little Lumify eye thing that I also got in my Target box. I got a coupon for some Band-Aids with one Band-Aid. Yeah, one Band-Aid with a coupon for 75 cents off more Band-Aids. I got First and Free CBD cream. So that I can try out. I like my lotions and creams, and I do find CBD oils and stuff have a calming kind of like good to help you sleep kind of thing. So I have tried some CBD oils before bed, and I mean, it could be psychological, but who cares if it works? Yeah, topical cream to soothe, relieve. And then I got a little sample of the eye drops, which looks, actually says actual size there. It looks much larger than, remember that itty bitty Target thing? Yeah, look at this. This is pretty much a full size, which I think this was fairly costly. When's it expire? It says it expires in November of 20. You gotta use it pretty quick then. It's already September. I don't use eye drops that much, but I will take this to the beach. I am going 3 days to take my boys. My boys did not get to go on vacation this summer. They were working every time we did something. So I'm taking them 3 days to the beach. We're actually going to stay in a pool house and be at a pool and cook out and hang out at the beach. So I'm going to take that to the beach because I do find that I do use them in the evenings, usually when I'm at the beach, for sun and sand and irritation. So take that. Interesting. All right, well, I mean, I don't think that, I still say no, that wasn't worth my 20 minutes and all the spam I have to keep deleting and unsubscribing from. But yeah, I don't really recommend that service. But I mean, if it's worth it to you, you saw kind of how that went. And honestly, if I'd answered a lot of those spams, there was all kind of like things, if you try this app, or if you fill out this new survey, or you do this or that or the other. But most of the things were, you have to purchase this and then you get all these free samples, and it's like, I can find that in the real world. I don't need that. So anyway, those are my thoughts, reflections, product reviews, tips of the week. I know I normally do a Tuesday and then wrap it up, but I am leaving on vacation with the boys, so I'm going to wrap this up and probably edit it on Tuesday, and I'll probably still post on Wednesday, but I'll have to catch you up and probably do a little vlog of the trip, and I'll see you next week. Y'all have an awesome day. Peace.